You may legally block an intersection. A. When you have a green light. B. Under no circumstances. C. If you are turning right. D. If you are turning left. You may legally block an intersection. B. Under no circumstances. Drivers are never legally allowed to block an intersection. Doing so can impede the flow of traffic, increase the chances of a collision, and result in a traffic ticket. Even if you have a green light, you cannot block an intersection. If you do not have enough space on the other side to clear the intersection completely, do not proceed. Regulatory signs are A. Orange. B. Yellow. C. White. D. Green. Regulatory signs are C. White. Regulatory signs are a category of road signs that indicate how traffic can move. These types of signs regulate things like what to do at an intersection, which directions of travel are allowed in certain lanes, speed limits, prohibited maneuvers, physical medians and divided highways. The majority of regulatory signs have a white background with black or black and red symbols and letters. These types of signs are typically rectangular in shape. What does a yellow arrow mean? A. Speed up. B. Prepare to stop and yield to oncoming traffic. C. The light is changing to a green arrow. D. You must reverse. What does a yellow arrow mean? B. Prepare to stop and yield to oncoming traffic. A solid yellow arrow on a traffic light means that the protected turn is ending soon. If you are not already in the intersection, you should come to a complete stop, yield to oncoming traffic, and obey the next traffic signal. When driving, if you miss your turn you should A. Continue driving until the next place to turn around. B. Drive in reverse to your turn. C. Do a U-turn, regardless of where you are. D. Stop and complete a 3-point turn to get back. When driving, if you miss your turn you should A. Continue driving until the next place to turn around. If you miss your turn or exit, you will have to continue driving until you can find a place to turn around or reroute. Under no circumstances are you allowed to drive in reverse or against oncoming traffic. Doing so is extremely dangerous and highly illegal. If weather conditions require you to use your windshield wipers, you must also A. Turn on your window defroster. B. Turn off your headlights. C. Turn on your headlights. D. Reduce your speed by half. If weather conditions require you to use your windshield wipers, you must also C. Turn on your headlights. When weather conditions require you to use your windshield wipers, that typically means that visibility has also been reduced. For this reason, many states require that you turn your headlights on whenever you need to drive with your windshield wipers. When do you not need to stop if a school bus is loading or unloading children? A. When you are on the same side of a divided road or multi-lane road with at least 2 lanes in each direction. B. You never need to stop for a school bus. C. When you are on the opposite side of a divided road or multi-lane road with at least 2 lanes in each direction. D. You always need to stop for a school bus. When do you not need to stop if a school bus is loading or unloading children? C. When you are on the opposite side of a divided road or multi-lane road with at least 2 lanes in each direction. The only times you do not have to stop for a school bus that has its red lights flashing or stop arm extended while loading or unloading children include when you are on the opposite side of a divided highway, when you are on the opposite side of a multi-lane roadway with 2 or more lanes of traffic in each direction. In these situations, it is less likely that children will be crossing in front of you on your side of the street. However, you should still slow down, pay attention, and exercise caution when passing a school bus that is stopped to pick up or drop off children. A pedestrian with a white cane. A. Is deaf. B. Is blind. C. Is old. D. Has 1 leg. A pedestrian with a white cane, B, is blind. White canes or white and red canes are often used by pedestrians who are totally or partially blind. These pedestrians may use a cane and/or a guide dog to help them navigate where they need to go. It is important for drivers to recognize these pedestrians and exercise caution when driving near them, especially at intersections where they may be crossing the street. When is it legal to cross a double solid yellow line? A, when traffic is backed up. B, when you want to pass another vehicle. C, under no circumstances. D, when you are turning left to exit the roadway. When is it legal to cross a double solid yellow line? D, when you are turning left to exit the roadway. Unless otherwise prohibited by a sign, drivers are permitted to cross over double solid yellow lines to turn left and exit the road. If there are designated turn lanes or shared center turn lanes, use those. Whenever you need to make a left turn against oncoming traffic, be sure to do so safely. What is the proper following distance behind a motorcyclist? A, more than the following distance for a car. B, less than the following distance for the car. C, the same as the following distance for a car. D, a minimum of 10 seconds. What is the proper following distance behind a motorcyclist? A, more than the following distance for a car. If you are driving behind a motorcycle, it is recommended that you increase your following distance to at least 4 seconds in good conditions. Motorcycles have the ability to stop, turn, and maneuver more quickly than other vehicles, and drivers behind them will have less time to react. Additionally, if the motorcyclist falls off, you will need plenty of space to avoid hitting them with your car. When entering a street from an unpaved road, you should A, only make a right turn. B, turn onto the paved street as the other vehicles will yield to you. C, yield to vehicles on the paved street. D, yield to vehicles coming from your right. When entering a street from an unpaved road, you should C, yield to vehicles on the paved street. When you are pulling back onto the road from an unpaved side street or driveway, the vehicles on the paved street have the right of way. Before you turn onto the street, check both ways for vehicles and yield to any cars that are approaching in either direction. Great job! Here are some of your next steps to getting your learner's permit or driver's license. Read and study the official driver handbook from your state DMV. Take more free practice tests at puedomanejar.com. Gather all your necessary forms and documents before you visit the DMV office. Before you know it, you'll be driving in your very own car all by yourself. puedomanejar.com. Free DMV practice tests and much more to help you pass your real exams. Visit us today.